So then again we will go to the first law of thermodynamics. This is after the zeroth law, but actually the first law of thermodynamics stated before the zeroth law. So that is why the name already given its first law. That is why this law is more generalized and more pronounced to the basic parameters. So that is why they are this is known as your zeroth law. So here in first law thermodynamics, we are dealing with the heat energy, internal energy, amount of work done. So thermodynamics deal with the amount of energy in the universe. It is the some introduction to your first law. The law states that the total amount of energy is constant. That is something related to the conservation of energy. In other words, there has always been and always will be exactly the same amount of energy in the universe. So energy exists in many different forms. So according to the first law of thermodynamics, energy can be transformed from one place to another between different forms, because it is the main rule. It cannot be created or destroyed. It only transform from one to another. So some examples will be given. If you are switch on the bulb, the heat, the electrical energy that is transformed into light energy. Like this, we have some thermodynamical concepts developed which are dealing with the conservation of energy. See, we first consider the examples of energy being transformed from one to another. So we already discussed about the system and surrounding. We have to first generalize, we have to first define what is the system and surrounding within which we want to discuss the law. So thermodynamics upon divides the universe into two categories, mainly system and surrounding. Here it is given. After that we will apply this law to this systems and surrounding part. So whatever the law you have stated, that should be applied to the system only, not to the surroundings, because whatever the thermodynamical changes that is happened inside the system, not outside that of. So here we are developing the concept of heat and work, because heat is your energy involved with that of the system, and the work is how much amount of work will be done on the system or by the system. So any kind of reactions or chemical systems, any kind of system, they can absorb heat from their surrounding. If the system, it may be endothermic or exothermic, they will absorb or they will give heat energy to the surrounding. So if we if we extend this law, first law of thermodynamics, it will give you the conservation between internal energy, heat, and the amount of work done. Internal energy, heat, and the amount of work done. So this is the statement of the first law of thermodynamics. See, consider a system, state 1 with internal energy U1, and it is converted into state 2 with internal energy U2. I will also explain what is the concept of internal energy. Internal energy is nothing but your total amount of energy inside the system, because in thermodynamics always we consider a particular system and we observe whatever phenomena going inside the system. That is why it is called your internal energy, and that is the sum of your both potential energy and kinetic energy associated with the system. So in state 1 energy is U1, in state 2 internal energy is U2. So during this process some work W is done by the system on the surrounding. Heat absorbed by the system, increasing internal energy to do some mechanical work W. So your first law of thermodynamics states that the total change in the internal energy is equal to the sum of the heat supplied to the system and the amount of work done. So this work may be done on the system or by the system. We'll discuss further. So now change in internal energy of the system is equal to the heat supplied plus work done. That means u2 minus u1, that is your delta u, is equal to q plus w. In terms of pressure and volume, we can also write w is equal to p delta v, then d delta u is equal to q plus p delta v. This is the mathematical equation of the first law of thermodynamics. So this can be written as delta u is equal to q plus w, one thing. Another one is delta u is equal to q plus p dv. It is in the simplest form. This is the first law of thermodynamics. First law states that the change in internal energy is equal to the sum of the heat supplied plus the amount of work done. So give some sign convention for Q, W and delta U, because sometimes heat energy supplied, heat energy can be discarded. Work done by the system, work done on the system. So it is very important to specify the sign convention. So first, when heat is absorbed by the system, जेतबेले system heat absorb करूची तार energy Q जो heat energy, that is positive. ଯେତେବେଳେ से reject करूची एटा negative हो. Similarly, when the work is done on the system by the surrounding द्वारा जदि system ऊपर किसी काम करा जाउची, then W is positive, amount of work done is positive. But if the work done by the system on the surrounding, W is negative. Work done on the system positive, work done by the system is negative. On the system means some kind of energy, some kind of work done on the system, and that will also increase the heat energy or temperature, whatever. And work done by the system means some energy can be discarded, some temperature will be low, some heat energy can be decreased, and that will, the amount of work done will negative. Similarly, when there is a increase in internal energy, delta U is positive. Decrease in internal energy, delta U is negative. These are some of the applications of the first law of thermodynamics to different chemical processes. So, isothermal process, we already discussed about different kinds of thermodynamical processes: isothermal, adiabatic, isochoric, isobaric, etc. So if we apply the first law of thermodynamics into these processes, we see that in isothermal the temperature remain constant. As the temperature is constant, the internal energy is also constant, because if there is no temperature, no change in the heat transfer, no change in heat energy, then there is no change in kinetic and potential energy. So the total internal energy remain constant. So delta U is equal to Q plus W. If we put delta U is equal to 0, Q will give you minus W, or W will give you minus U. Thus, isothermal process, heat absorbed is entirely used for doing work on the surrounding or work done by the surrounding at constant pressure result in the energy. So that is negative. Negative means work done on the surrounding by the system, work done on the surrounding by the system. Similarly, adiabatic process, in adiabatic process there is no change in the heat energy. So Q is equal to 0. So putting Q is equal to 0 in the equation, we find W is equal to Q. Thus the increase in internal energy of the system is due to the work done by the surroundings on the system or work done by the system on the surroundings. So W is equal to Q, that is positive, that will only given when work system is energy of the system is due to work done by the surrounding. See, work done by the surrounding. In the isochoric process, delta V, change in volume is equal to 0, W is equal to P delta V is equal to 0. So delta U is equal to Q plus W, or delta U is equal to Q plus 0, delta U is equal to Q. ठीक अच्छे. So that means the work done is equal to 0 because change in volume 0. किसी गोटे वर्क डन जदि सिस्टम उपर करा जाए, किसी प्रेशर माने वर्क डन इज समथिंग दैट इज गिव यू सम काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेस, जदि सेटा नाही ताले वॉल्यूम रे किसी चेंजेस होबन. Thus the increase in internal energy of the system is due to the absorption of heat from the surrounding, or decrease in internal energy due to release of heat from the system through the surrounding, but there is no change in the volume. So delta U, change in internal energy, is equivalent to amount of heat energy inside the system. Isobaric process, delta U is equal to Q plus W. In isobaric there is no change in pressure. So if there is no change in pressure, thus work done W is equal to, that will be given by P external into delta V. No change in pressure. So no change in pressure means there is no external work or external stress on the system, that is that cannot affect any kind of, that cannot put any kind of pressure inside this. So delta U is equal to Q plus W, or in place of Q plus, in place of W, we can write it as Q minus P external into delta V. W is equal to P into V. And why it is negative? Because no change, no work will be there, and there will be no work done by the system. So thus the increase in internal energy of the system is due to absorption of the heat from the surrounding, or decrease in internal energy is due to release of heat from the surrounding. These are some of the limitations of the first law of thermodynamics. First law gives the mathematical presentation, that will give the quantitative definition for the heat, internal energy, work done, etc. And what is the concept of work and heat, and how it is positive and negative, that will also stated. But there is no idea about the direction of flow of heat. That means ଆମେ ଯଦି କିଛି ଗୋଟେ reaction, କିଛି ଗୋଟେ chemical reaction, thermodynamical phenomena observe କରୁଛେ, को डायरेक्शन रे हीट फ्लो करूची, को डायरेक्शन रे एनर्जी रो फ्लो होची, से जिंस हम जानि परिबा नाही. So the first law establishes definite relationship between heat absorbed and work performed by the system. The first law does not indicate whether the heat flow from cold to in, hot, or hot to cold. We cannot extract from the ice by cooling it to a low temperature. तो जदि flow of heat जଣା नाही, direction of the flow of heat जଣା नाही, we cannot predict कि cold रो heat hot end को जाउची कि hot end रो cold end को जाउची. So it is very important to know the what is the direction of the flow of heat energy. In thermodynamics, that is why I am saying the heat energy only does not specify feasibility of the reaction. If it cannot specify the direction, cannot define the direction, then it cannot also specify the feasibility of the reaction. As for example, if we heated a rod at one end, then equilibrium has to be obtained, which is possible only by some expenditure of energy. We cannot specify this, how much energy, from which end to which point the energy will transfer, or what amount of energy is stored inside this. It cannot be known. So it doesn't specify the feasibility of the reaction, and as there is no direction of this flow of energy, so it cannot also define what is the exact change in the matter, change in the system due to the passage of the heat energy. Practically, it is not possible to convert the heat energy into equivalent amount of work done. Say, nothing is ideal in the universe. कौनसी भी physical phenomena completely ideal नुहंती. तो से mathematical equation जहाँ देखौची, सेतिरे कौन करा होची, the total amount of energy is equivalent to the amount of work done. But actually this is not 100%. 100% heat energy जो बाहरुची, or converted the total amount of heat energy, that cannot be equivalent to the total amount of work. So in order to overcome these laws, we need to know another law, that is the second law of thermodynamics. This can also modifies all the limitations which are arises in the first laws. So these are some limitations. Then I want to say some of the significance of the zeroth law. See, we have already discussed about this, but the zeroth law of thermodynamics provides the basics of temperature measurement. Its main aim is to know the temperature. That means it is dealing with the thermal equilibrium. We have three systems. We don't know what is the temperature of the two systems, but we know what is the temperature of the first system. And if we see, the three systems are in thermal equilibrium with each other. गोटे सिस्टम टेम्परेचर जदि जना अच्छी अन्य दुईटार जना नहीं किंतु से इक्विलिब्रियम रे रही पारुचंती ताले आम कौन कहीपर से टेम्परेचर भी आ सहित सामान हम कहीं ना थर्माल इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन रे जिते थर्मोडायनामिक पैरामीटर अच्छा समस्ते कांस्टेंट समस्त वैल्यू सेम सो दिस जीरोथ लॉ ऑफ thermodynamics provides the basic of temperature measurement. If two systems are brought in contact with each other, then we cannot know what is the direction. We don't know what is the direction, but we can know what is the condition of equilibrium, and from this we can predict what is the temperature. The direction of the flow of heat can be known if all the information of temperature of both the systems are known. We cannot predict from hot to cold or cold to hot the temperature will go. So this is given by the some notations for three systems TA, TB, TC. For thermal equilibrium position, TA is equal to TB, and this zeroth law of thermodynamics provides the basic of temperature measurement. So these are the significance of the zeroth law, and it is stated after the first law, so that is why its name is zeroth law. Okay. Another thing I want to explain, the quantitative measurement of temperature that can be done by the zeroth law. Quantitative measurement, that is how much temperature associated with the system that can be determined. The variation in thermodynamic properties that will predict the variation in temperature. So if there is any change in any thermodynamic parameter, that will affect the variation in the temperature, because these are the basic properties, these are the basic state functions for a system. So if any little bit of change in one parameter, that will affect the entire thermodynamic equilibrium, and zeroth law will no longer work at all.